Welcome back to my channel. I am so excited for today's video. This is one that I've been looking forward to filming for a while, but so many of you guys have requested I do this video, which just makes it all the more fun. Today we are doing my plan to pan planning for panning 2023, and I have 23 products that I want to finish off pan empty in 2023. Now I'm sure there's more products throughout my collection I will work on throughout the year, but I specifically focus on products that like I want as a actual empty product, empty packaging, not just like I want to hit pan on this, like this needs to be empty by the end of 2023, and I'm very excited to share those products with you. So if you are ready, stay tuned. First, if you have yet to subscribe to my channel and you like project painting content or just chit-chatting about makeup, I'd love if you'd consider subscribing before moving on. And other than that, let's jump into the video. All right, you guys, I tried to be super intentional, and rather than just like grab like I feel like I have done in the past, I really tried to look at what's old in my collection, like what's gonna expire. What do I realistically think I actually can have as an empty? What categories do I really need to focus on emptying products out of? I tried to get like at least a good variety of products as well, not like 10 foundations. And I'm super excited to share them with you. So I'm gonna keep these products also. I feel like last year, or well, this year, in 2022, part of my problem was I made this list of products that I wanted to pan, but then I put them back in my makeup collection and didn't necessarily like go back to my list, and instead just like chose products, not willy-nilly, but like didn't choose products for my projects based on that list. So I'm gonna keep everything in this bag and possibly like keep this in my bathroom or keep this somewhere so it's top of mind as I am selecting products for various projects. If you guys want to check any of my projects out, I'll have my project pans linked down below, but I typically participate in at least 4 to 5 projects per year, and I plan to do the same next year. That being said, I'm gonna try and go in like some sort of orderly fashion. So I'm gonna start with primer. I was gonna throw in a third primer, but I really wanted to keep this stash of products to a true 23 products rather than having like 30 products in this video. So I do also want to pan like my Catrice pore filling primer, but I'm gonna pan more than just 23 products this year, okay? So I have my Urban Decay All Nighter Ultra Glow Face Primer. This is a really nice gripping primer, and I don't have that many gripping primers left in my collection. Actually, my primer collection is pretty under control, but I do want to make sure I use up primers that are getting older in my collection, and I want to say I've had this since 2019, maybe 2020, and I'm about like halfway done with it. I have finished off the just original Urban Decay All Nighter face primer in the past, so I know it's doable to empty this out, and this is one of the ones I would like to do. And then I also have this one from RMS Beauty. This is the Re-Evolve Radiance Locking Primer. I don't necessarily feel like this does a whole lot in terms of like gripping my makeup or really making it last a whole lot longer. I do feel like it's smooth. That was really loud. I do feel like it smooths my skin out, and it does offer a really beautiful radiance to the skin. So this is something that I actually like wearing when I'm not wearing other makeup. Like if I just want to do like brows mascara and like run out and run errands, but want to add a little bit of glow to my skin, I will reach for this. I also feel like this would be a really good primer to mix with the Drunk Elephant Deep Bronzy drops. And I do eventually want to repurchase the Tula primer, but I feel like I don't actually feel like my primer collection is that out of control, so I don't want to say I need to finish up other primers, but I would like to really hone in on my primer collection. I feel like it's right on the cusp of being a very curated part of my makeup collection, and as I go on this journey to hopefully having a more minimal but not minimal and curated makeup collection, I do feel like primer is like one of the first categories that I can really get there. So I would love to finish this up. At this point in time, this is not something I would repurchase. I probably would not repurchase my Urban Decay All Nighter either, just because I feel like the e.l.f. there's other less expensive gripping primers. I actually panned the LYS gripping primer this year, and that's only like $18 or $20, and that is something I think does an amazing job at gripping. So I do like to pan products that I like but wouldn't necessarily repurchase, so that they're just like true empties moving out of my collection, not like I finish it up and then go repurchase, if that makes sense. I feel like I have rambled. We're only through 2 products. Okay, I also have 2 foundations that I selected, and both of these are not like favorite foundations of mine. Like, I do like these foundations, but they're not like tippity top favorites. But I guess that kind of goes along with what I just said. Although I may repurchase, I don't know if I would repurchase these. Both of these foundations are kind of like, we'll see how it goes as I'm panning and using it frequently. Maybe I will decide I wouldn't, or maybe I would decide I would repurchase. But both of these have SPF in them. Both of them are from like cleaner beauty brands, I believe. And both of them have expiration dates in 2023. So I thought these would be perfect. So we'll start with this one. This is the Tower 28 Sunny Days Broad Spectrum SPF 30 Tinted Sunscreen. I actually really enjoyed this product. While I feel like a lot of people, like, I don't feel like this was a very well received product. This expires August of 2023. So it'll get me through like half of the summer here, which is super exciting. I will say this is probably at least 3/4 full. Like, I haven't used this a ton. I used this a lot right when I purchased this at the end of 2021, and then I didn't reach for this much at all in 2022. So I need to get use out of this in 2023, and I would love for that to be empty so it doesn't expire. And then the other one I purchased this year in 2022, but this does also have an expiration date of July 2023. So maybe I need to focus on this one a little bit more than the Tower 28 and finish this one up first. It's the Kosas Revealer Skin Improving Foundation with SPF 25. Now, just because it has like an expiration date, as long as the product doesn't smell off, I can just pair it with an SPF and still use the product, but I would like to finish by the expiration dates. I actually really enjoy the Kosas Revealer Concealer Foundation. I think it's really nice. However, it doesn't have the best wear time. So it's not always like my first choice if I'm like have a work day and I'm just like, sometimes I really have to think about like how long I need my makeup to last when I'm reaching for this. So that is the other foundation I chose. I chose one powder to work on, and I was wanting to choose a loose powder, but I will be honest, this year I barely used loose powder, and I've just been preferring pressed powder. And because I really want to see if I can finish these 23 products in 2023, I didn't want to put in a product that I like really was unsure about or not excited about. So I just went with one pressed powder, and I went with my number 7, which is one of my older powders in my collection. This is a really nice, really finely milled powder. I have a little bit of a dip in this already going, and the number 7 logo that was like embossed in the powder has pretty much all but worn away. I have mine in the shade Light. People have compared this, including myself, to the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush powder. And this is like a fraction of the cost. I do also have the Flower Beauty one. This is something I could potentially see myself repurchasing, although I will say this year panning the Kosas powder, I didn't think I loved it, but then as I like use it every single day, I really do love that powder, and it's lasted me pretty much all year. So I could see myself purchasing the Kosas one in the future instead of this, but this is a good powder. It will be this will be an easier product as long as I consistently use it, in my opinion, to get through, just because I really do enjoy that product. It's really nice, and I can see myself using it just about every time I do my makeup. Okay, let's move on to concealer. I forgot, I do have 2 concealers, and I feel like both of these are going to be tougher products in my package of products here. So I have my RMS Beauty concealer, which I was trying to pan. And first of all, I've been like in my head unofficially trying to pan this for a couple years now. I put this in my Decca panning project pan, and I'm not gonna have this. This isn't gonna be done by the end of the year. It has a pan. This is like one of the oldest concealers in my collection, if not the oldest, and I've committed so much of this, and I don't hate it to the point where like I don't feel like I can use it. So I want to finish this up, but it's so hard to motivate myself to use this concealer, and that's why I think it's going to be more difficult. I already have a good head start here. Like, we have a really good head start. I just need to actually use that product. And then I also have another potted concealer. So both concealers, potted concealers. This is the Becca Under Eye Brightening Concealer. I purchased this when Becca was still Becca and not like under the under the Smashbox name. Yeah, it still smells okay. I feel like I got a little on my nose. I like this product a lot, but it is a little bit stickier underneath the eyes. It does a great job at brightening underneath the eyes. And really, I like to use this when I'm not necessarily using other makeup, because I will just brighten underneath my eyes, not use foundation, maybe do brows and mascara, and like I can pair it with this primer. But I just like sometimes also don't feel like putting forth the effort to even do concealer those days. So it's gonna take some motivation for me to get use out of this product. I feel like this is one I should like right away put in my rolling Project 10 pan, just to give me that motivation, because I do feel like this is gonna be a harder product for me to work my way through. For bronzer, I was going to include, I have 2 powder bronzers. Ooh. I'm gonna stick with it. I was going to include a liquid bronzer as well, but maybe that'll just happen on its own. So the 2 bronzing products, so this is actually not a bronzer, it's a contour. This has been in my collection for so long. It's the Acuoin Sculpting Powder. I've had this in multiple graveyard project pans. I've had this in a year-long rolling pan. I have a pan on the product, but I don't contour that often, and I just cannot get myself to reach for this product enough to finish this. But as I mentioned in the introduction, I want all of the products in this bag to be a true empty, meaning I need to finish using the rest of this powder, and I just need to like actually do it this year. I feel like I should also include this in my beginning rolling Project 10 pan, because winter time I'm more likely to contour. But the other bronzer that I selected is one of my older bronzers in my collection, but it also has a pan on it as well. I actually wanted to have my Ilia Bronzer, which has a good pan on it, in this stash of products, but I literally can't find it. It's somewhere, but I can't find it. So hopefully I'll just end up panning that on its own. I don't think I'll have any actual empty bronzers, empty powder bronzers at the end of this year, whereas historically I've had like at least 2 powder bronzers that I finished. So I'm a little bit sad about that, but I do have some actual I have pans in my bronzer collection. I just don't have true empties. This year I want to have a couple of true bronzer empties, and I feel like this is a great place for me to start. I do already have a tiny pan in this, but this is such an everyday easy wearable bronzer. It is like a super finely milled powder as well, so I feel like, and I could be wrong, but I feel like now that I have a pan, it might go rather quickly. And it's such a nice bronzer. You can build this one up. It's not like you're gonna look like Dorito face right away, and I'm hoping to empty this out by the end of 2023. Okay, for blush, I was going to include a powder blush that already has pan, and then I was like, no, I don't want to set myself up for failure, but I do want to focus on and try and at least have some kind of blush empty by the end of 2023. So I need, no matter what, to finish my Charlotte Tilbury Peach Gasm Beauty Light Wand. This has been almost empty for over a year now. Like, I just need to finish this up. I really like this product. For some reason, I just haven't been able to get myself to finish it, but this will be an empty this year. And then to challenge myself a little bit, I also wanted to include, and I may regret this, but I did want to include my Glossier Cloud Paint. I have mine in the shade Beam. It's a really beautiful warm toned blush, and I'm already halfway through it. This is something I worked on almost all year in my rolling Project 10 pan, and then eventually rolled it out. No, maybe it was my Decca panning project pan. I eventually rolled it out. I'd love to see if I can finish it this year. I might have to get a little bit creative and not just use this as like a straight blush. Like, I might have to get a little bit creative to use this. We'll see. But I am including that. For highlight, is it just, yeah, okay. No, actually, okay. I need to do it this year though. I need to do it, and I'm going to. So up first, I have Becca Rose Quartz in the mini size. This is one of my favorite highlighters. I told myself I wanted to finish this year. I feel like I'm at the point where I almost need to repress this, but I can't get myself to repress it because I am not the best at repressing. So that makes me nervous, and I feel like that's maybe why I haven't reached for this all that much. But I need to actually like finish this and have a true powder highlighter empty. That would feel like such a success in my life. So I want to do that. And then my other favorite highlighter of all time is the Bobbi Brown Pink Glow Highlight. I again have mine in a mini size. This is a baked product, so there's a waffle pan, and you can, like, there's pan on here, but it like doesn't necessarily look like it because it's a waffle pan. I've used this so much, and it really just is like the corners of this highlight that I really feel like I need to focus on, but I want to finish this one as well, because can you imagine if I finished 2 highlights? I don't care if they're minis. I would feel so happy about that. But then to stretch myself even further, this is something I really wanted to finish this year, and I wanted to do it because this is a quad rather than just like a single product. I really wanted to actually use up all of the shades in this quad, and it just did not happen. It needs to happen this year. No, still smells okay. Okay, so I've almost finished up this shade, which is my favorite. This is the shade Champagne Rosé. I kind of want to purchase this cream highlight like in like the actual just original. And then I have, is it RMS that's going out of business though? Or is RMS? It might be. Well, then I better really use this up. And so then I have the Magic Luminizer and a Living Luminizer. I obviously have, again, this almost used up pan here. I'm pretty close to pan here. It's gonna be the bronzer that's the most difficult. But I really want, I would feel like such a successful panner if I actually used up a quad product. And again, I don't care that it's mini. I don't care. This is also going to be a very challenging product, and I went back and forth on whether or not I wanted to put this in, but I do want to include some actual real challenging products that I don't naturally reach for on my own to challenge myself this year. So I chose the Oma Beauty Highlight and Sculpt Stick. Again, I'm choosing a contour product when I don't contour all that often. And I want to, in order for this to be an empty, I have to use up both sides. So I've used up more of the contour side. This is what we have left here. So it doesn't look like that much product, but then like rolled down, like I feel like I really haven't used that much. It just doesn't necessarily come with that much product. And then the highlighter side is like even, I've used up even less product. Oops. Both sides are like very easy to use. Like it's an easy product, an easy formula to work with. I just never reach for this, although I have been reaching for cream and liquid products more in the last year and a half, so it's like the perfect time for me to jump on this opportunity. I don't know if it's gonna happen, but if I actually like finish off all these products, can you imagine the celebration I'll be having at the end of next year? I mean, come on now. Okay, so then I have some eye and some lip products, and I tried again to do a bit of a variety. So I did pick out 2 liquid eye products just because they're not the type of product that I reach for that often, but obviously they dry up. So the oldest eye product in my collection is the Essence Metal Shock eyeshadow, and I have a really beautiful purple shade. There it is right there. There's like decent use on this. Like I don't know if you can tell, but there's like disturbance like halfway through. Like I've used a decent amount of this product, but if I don't finish this up soon, like it will dry out. And then in 2022, I did something I said I never would do again, and I purchased 2 of these Stila Glitter and Glows / Glisten and Glows. So I want to use up Kitten Kaleidoscope. I want to make the effort because I purchased this product that I know dries up quickly, and I don't want to hate myself for it. I want to actually just prove myself wrong and get use out of it. There's Kitten Kaleidoscope. It's just a really beautiful wet shade, and I feel like for everyday like office wear, like I can get some good use out of that. I just need to use it. I will not finish my color. I did not finish my ColourPop Super Shock Shadow that I really wanted to finish this year. I'm gonna work on that, and hopefully it'll be an empty before like June of this year. But I wanted to include a new Super Shock to focus on this year. This is in the shade Ritz, and this has a pan on it, but if you guys have ever tried to pan a ColourPop Super Shock, like actually finish it, they are not easy to finish. There is that right there. I feel like this layered on Kitten Kaleidoscope, like the 2 will layer really well. Really beautiful one shadow and done sort of eyeshadow effect. Would love to finish this. I want to challenge myself to finish some more difficult products, and I feel like this would be like because I can use this as like a lid topper as well. This would be the ColourPop Super Shock to finish, or to actually have like a fighting chance at finishing. That's currently in my collection, so I'm gonna shoot for that. I chose 1 liquid lipstick, and it's a little mini one, but I wanted to, again, kind of try and hit every single makeup category that like made sense. Like mascara, no. Brow products, no. Eyeliner, maybe, but not included in these 23 products. So I chose this product from Rare Beauty. It is in the shade Fearless, and her like liquid lipstick texture is a little bit more moussey, and it's definitely not as long lasting, but it's way more comfortable, and I actually really like the shade. I can't remember, I maybe tried to finish this in a different project pan. Like I feel like I put forth effort into finishing this already, so hopefully this one will go rather quickly if I just consistently use it. For my lipstick, I chose a mini, but I would love to finish a lipstick as well this year. I chose this one from NARS. It is the Talide lipstick. It is pretty much brand new. I've swatched it. I can't remember how I got this, whether it be in a set, a point perk, whatever it might be. It is more rosy and pink than I typically go for, so this actually could be a rather challenging lip product to get through, but I feel like I could also use this as a cream blush, and I do just want to actually have a lipstick empty. I thought about choosing my L'Oreal Glow Paradise, which maybe I should have, but that would have been easier. Like I need to challenge myself. We also have to get through the more challenging product stuff, you know? And then to wrap it up, I picked 3 lip glosses, and I tried to choose some of the oldest lip glosses in my collection. Lip gloss I can get through if I put my mind to it. So I just need to put my mind to these older lip glosses. I have this one from Becca. This is their Glow Gloss in the shade Beach Bum, and it is a really beautiful nude shade. I actually really love this lip gloss shade. I will say the Becca formula is a little bit more sticky. It's not my favorite. I recently finished up a Becca lip gloss, and it took forever. It took literally forever. But I actually like this shade better than the shade that I just finished off, so I think I will have no problem finishing off these lip glosses, but it'll take, I need to like put my mind to it. Next up, I have one of my like OG favorite lip glosses, but this is a very nude gloss. This is in the shade Can You Not. It's from Dose of Colors. I actually also finished a Dose of Colors lip gloss earlier this year, and it took even longer than the Becca gloss. Like the Dose of Colors lip glosses are truly never ending. They're more opaque in their formula, and they are sticky. So not like my most favorite formula to use, but I do really love a good nude gloss. So we got that. And then finally, the 23rd and final product that I'm going to manifest all the good things that I'm going to finish this year is this lip product from NARS. It is their full vinyl lip lacquer in Santo Domingo. I really like this for a mauve toned lip shade, but again, it's a lip lacquer. It is more opaque and it's a little bit stickier. One of the older lip products in my collection, need to get through it, but after that, I feel like I'm gonna lose my voice. That is gonna wrap it up for today's video. Those are the 23 products I want to finish up and pan in 2023. I would love to know if you have plans for panning in 2023. Let me know in the comments below. Other than that, thank you so much for sticking around to watch today's video and for supporting my channel as you guys always do. I love you guys so much, and I will catch you in tomorrow's video. Bye.